Probably say Ollie Rayner. Haven't played or seen him since we were probably 16, 17, but back then you knew he was going to be one of the few that would probably make it pro. And obviously he's gone on to do that playing Sussex and Middlesex. So yeah, he was a standout back then in the days when I was good and he was better. So yeah, still throws it though. But Ollie Rayner, best player I've played with. Brett Sylvie of Linfield, he played for 3, maybe 4 years at Linfield. He was one of those players that you knew you had to get him early. If you didn't get him early, he more than likely went on to get a big score and the game was out of reach. Jack took 5 for 6 against Henfield a few years back. One of those bowling performances that wins you the game. We'd set them a reasonable total, I can't remember what, but Jack took 4 of the first 5 wickets to fall, finished with 5 for 6. I got 5 at the other end, but it was really just mopping up. It was his fifer that blew the top order away and was the reason we rolled them out for 35. Maybe not the best bit of fielding, but the piece of fielding that stands out in my memory the most was James Dark down at Seaford. They were probably top of the league, if not second, and one of the 2 favourites to win it, and we hadn't won many games that year. We got a score of 220, which was really good, but at one stage it looked like we were going to blow them away, but they came back and they rallied, and James Dark ran out Stuart Pulford, their number 11, trying to farm the strike for Jamie Goddard to face the next over. With them needing maybe less than 20 to win. It was a great moment, everybody went crazy, and Jamie Goddard was left 99 not out. Joe Maskell gets my vote on this one. Sorry Joe, but some crazy combinations of bright yellow or orange shoes, sweatpants and baseball caps or woolly hats. Yeah, some strange combos there. Best trainer for me is Andrew Davis, always working on his batting, comes to most nets, runs nets, likes to see them run well, looks after the youngsters. He's been working on his bowling for years, even though he's still got that stuttery run up, and even in his own time takes the time to get some individual one-on-one coaching. Ben Hopkins, slightly controversial because he is there every week and he puts in 100%, but he is a nightmare to bowl at. He is one of those guys that as soon as he gets out or plays a rank shot, he gets the hump and then tries to start mowing everything out of the ground. Particularly annoying at St John's Park when we've got the open net and you've got to go fetch your ball every other delivery. So yeah, Ben, you get my vote for that, sorry mate. Davo again, I won't go into detail, I'll simply say Poogate, ask Sean Cavern. Split decision between any one of 3 wicket keepers. I don't know what it is about keepers, but Luke, Tom McKenzie and Ben John all fall into this category. I'll give Ben the benefit of the doubt because he's a teenager, but Tom McKenzie and Luke, yeah, you can share this one. Obvious answer, but I have to say my dad. Obviously being a pro, playing in a Lord's final was a great inspiration, something to really look up to, and professional coach in his 30s, probably the reason I was bowling balls before I was walking. I'm going to go with Stephen Finn. He just seems like one of those bowlers that needs some rhythm in order to get going, really thrives on confidence. On his day, bowls a really good spell, dangerous, capable of taking wickets, but when it's not going his way, doesn't really get a look in. I'd say I'm a better batsman though. Without doubt, 7 for 37 in the ones against Henfield a few years back now was such a standout moment for me. I think I took the first 4 wickets, and then I had a break, and just as it looked like they were coming back into it and were going to chase down our total, I took the last 3 with 2 in the last 2 balls. So really great moment, one that will live long in memory. Really enjoyed that. Really, for me, any ground that has a decent wicket and a flat outfield. So I'm thinking Mayfield, that was pretty special, but they've got a lot of money, so in the interest of fairness, I'm going to say Sterling's. Enjoyed that, nice country setting, decent outfield, pitch was pretty solid, yeah, and good tee, so Sterling's gets my vote. We've played them a lot over the years, and I've always really enjoyed playing Anstey, especially away from home. I really enjoyed charging in down the hill there. They're a good bunch of lads, they're a lot like us. They've got a lot of players who've come through the youth, and we usually have good games. It always seems to be roasting hot down there. So Anstey, purely for, probably because they're the team I've played against the most, but also, yeah, good bunch of lads, and we had some good games of cricket with them. I haven't played there often, but every time I go to Stenning, it's always a really good tee, especially in the evening games in the T20. Always get a hot meal, and there's usually loads and loads of food. You can go back for seconds and thirds. Marcus Whitwell getting locked in a change room and nobody knowing about it, that was a good one. Sean Cavern forgetting to do tea. But in terms of on the field, I remember playing an away game somewhere in Surrey, can't remember who it was against. They were pretty rubbish. Trobes got 100, or a really big score, and in his best effort to get out, came charging down the wicket, left a straight one, was stumped, and walked off, and the bowler gave him a big send-off, told him, "I knew I'd get you in the end," and yeah, he was dead happy with that. Little did he know, Trobes had made him look like a fool, so that was pretty amusing.